How's it going, everybody? The best is, the best was the best. There will be. There been none before me. There'll be none after me. Therefore, I am the one and only big guy, Jacoby, and welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got an action-packed week this week with your news of the week, followed by your SmackDown Raw reviews. And then we go into a review of WWE Backlash France. We then have your drink of the week, followed by the Battle Droid of the week. Let's get into the news this week, though, as WWE has parted ways with a legend, as they have not renewed the contract for Jerry the King Lawler. Apparently, Jerry King Lawler is no longer a part of WWE. They have decided to not renew his contract, and he is now a free agent. I've seen the memes going around. I doubt he will go to AEW, but damn, wouldn't it be fun just to get one last match called by JR and the King. Another big WWE, as they have come to terms with the release of Drew Gulak. Apparently, they have decided not to renew his contract either. This is huge coming out from the Ronda Rousey sexual abuse allegations against Drew Gulak. Again, we don't know if those rumors are true. We just know that Drew Gulak is no longer with WWE. And following some sad news is Asuka, Xavier Woods, and Drew McIntyre have all been pulled from WWE shows due to injuries. Asuka, Xavier Woods were pulled from Raw. Drew McIntyre has been pulled from the entire King of the Ring tournament. Sucks to see, but I hope I wish them all well. And apparently they may be back soon. But that's the news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to SmackDown, coming to you, taped from France. Lyon, France, which would host Backlash as well. Here is what happened. WWE Women's Champion Bayley, Naomi, Bianca Belair, and Jade Cargill defeated Damage Control and Tiffany Stratton in a nice little 8-woman tag team match. It was fun, but, again, you know how I feel about 8-woman tag team matches. Carmelo Hayes officially declared for his entry into the King of the Ring tournament, which Bobby Lashley interrupted Carmelo to give him some advice. Carmelo declined it, and Lashley then informed Carmelo to be careful who he disrespects on SmackDown. We then got a tag team match between the Authors of Pain and New Catch Republic, which the Authors of Pain would pick up the win on. I really did enjoy this. I thought it was a great move to have the Authors of Pain pick up the win over New Catch Republic. We then get Paul Heyman telling Nick Aldis that he hasn't spoke to Roman Reigns since WrestleMania 40. He said he lied and Roman Reigns didn't pull himself out of the draft selection. He pulled Roman out because he didn't want Roman to be involved in the chaos that's happening in the bloodline right now. We then get the first ever RKO show. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens hosting their own talk show. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga came out, and a brawl broke out between the four of them, which ended in Kevin and Randy standing tall. It's clear to see that someone like KO is over in France, as one does speak French, as two just as over can be right now everywhere. We then get L.A. Knight, in a singles match versus Angel, which he would pick up the win with a BFT. After this, L.A. Knight declared his entry into the King of the Ring tournament. We then get A-Town Down defending their tag team straps against the Street Profits. Nice little match. A-Town Down would pick up the win. I thought the Street Profits should have picked up the win here, but it's as good as a tag team match can get that you already know the winner. We then get an announcement that WrestleMania 41's location would be announced the next day. It was announced. It is Las Vegas. I am so excited for this. I love Vegas. Allegiant Stadium, for those of you who haven't been to it, it's beautiful. From the last seat in the stadium all the way down to the floor, it's amazing. I've sat at club level. I have sat in the bottom bowl. I look forward to seeing it on the floor for WrestleMania. I've made my mistake with the club level from WrestleMania 40. Not going to do that again. I'm going to stick to just regular seats on the floor from now on. But Allegiant Stadium, beautiful stadium, the black hole. I love it, and I will see you all there at WrestleMania 41. That's a guarantee. We then get Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles being the final time before the undisputed WWE Championship match at Backlash. AJ put up Too Sweet. Cody put it up as well. AJ slapped Cody and mocked him for falling for it. It was a very weird little segment. You could tell that there isn't as much chemistry as there thought would be between Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles. It would have been better as a face versus face match with AJ Styles just as a challenger and him saying, let the better man win, Bullet Club, bravo, let's go. SmackDown then ended with a brawl between Randy Orton, Kevin Owens, and Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. It would then go black before we had any idea who would win the match, who would win the brawl. Let's move on to Raw now, as I will go back to Backlash. The only thing I'm going to spoil here is that Jey Uso did not win the world title. We get the opening match of Jey Uso versus Finn Balor. In an actually very fun match, Jey Uso would pick up the win. Jey Uso is so over. Even in France, they loved him so much. The crowd was as hot could be in France. I thought that was very cool. Jey Uso would pick up the win. People are saying that this is a low point for Finn Balor. I want to point something out. Finn Balor is on national television every week, getting championship matches, going against some of the best talent there is on the roster. And you're saying this is a low point in his career? Okay. We then get Drew McIntyre upset with Pierce pulling him out of the King of the Ring, and that CM Punk isn't there. He then gets into, I believe, a Corvette and pulls away as CM Punk pulls into the arena. CM Punk then cuts a hard promo saying Drew is nothing but a coward, and he knows in his heart he fears him. He said Drew McIntyre is trying so hard to beat CM Punk. And if he hates CM Punk, does that mean Drew hates himself? After this, we got Io Sky versus Natalya in the Queen of the Ring tournament. Io Sky would pick up the win. Nice little match, Io Sky versus Natalya. They really need to turn Natalya heel if they're going to. If not, might be time for Natalya to start thinking about calling it a career. We then get Ilja Dragunov versus the WWE Speed Champion, Ricochet. Ilja Dragunov would perform an amazing move. Ricochet would go for a 460 splash on the outside, or actually, it might have been 360. And Ilja would move. Ricochet lands on his feet. Ilja then turns this into a German suplex. Oh, that was a good move. Dragunov would pick up the win and would advance to the next round. We would then get Zoe Starks versus Ivy Nile, and then Zoe Starks would pick up the win over Ivy Nile. After this, we would get Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed. It'd be a nice little match. It would end in DQ, though, as Sami Zayn would interfere. All three men got into a brawl, leaving Bronson the last one standing. We then get Lyra Valkyrie versus Dakota Kai. This was a hard fought match. You would actually see Dakota Kai deliver almost oof, and now speak again, a Seth Rollins curb stomp from the top rope to Lyra Valkyrie, who was draped over the ropes. Hard stomp. I'm shocked no one got hurt. Lyra Valkyrie would pick up the win and would move on to the Queen of the Ring tournament. We then get your main event of a banger, Gunther versus Sheamus. Every match that I watched on this Raw was amazing. I enjoyed every match. Gunther would pick up the win over Sheamus, by the way, make it 4-0 against Sheamus in the one-on-one matches they've had. These guys have always had a great match, and again, I can't think of one bad match except for maybe Zoe Stark and Ivy Now, but even that wasn't too bad. The Drew McIntyre CM Punk is going hard and on fire. Zoe Carlito would show up and ask the Judgment Day for help against the NWO. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch would actually show up and they would have a little promo in the ring. You would have Damage Control come in to beat up Becky Lynch, which allowed them to allow Liv Morgan to kind of get the upper hand over Becky Lynch and would roll out of the ring, letting Damage Control beat the crap out of her. Again, very fun Raw, very good SmackDown. I really enjoyed this week's editions of the flagship shows. But now it's time to look at the pay-per-view coming from France itself, Backlash. Let's go to it as you would have the kickoff of the tag team match between the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. It would be made a street fight as they would begin to brawl before the bell even rang. And you would have them basically brawled all over the outside of the ring. You would have tables, you would have everything brought in. The Bloodline would pick up the win as Tangaloa, Tama Tonga's brother, formerly Camacho in NXT, would come in and would help the Bloodline win. So both of Haku's sons are now with the Bloodline. These guys are tough, tough motherfuckers. So I'd be worried about the rest of the roster if they're anything like their dads. Like their dad. We then get your triple threat match for the women's championship as Bayley would take on Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. It was a fun match, and Bayley was able to pick up the win after pinning Naomi. Both women would show respect after the match. Tiffany Stratton would be laid on the outside to keep her strong. Naomi took the pin. I agree with this wholeheartedly. Too soon to take the strap off of Bayley, but also a great choice for Tiffany Stratton not to take the pin. We then get Damian Priest of the Judgment Day versus Jey Uso in a World Heavyweight Championship match. As I said before, Damian Priest would pick up the win. Finn and JD would attack Jey after the match. Damian Priest was not happy. However, they calmed down and celebrated the win. Damian Priest would retain his title. We then get Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus the Kabuki Warriors in a WWE Women's Tag Team match. This was a quick yet hard-fought match. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill would pick up the win, and we have new Women's Tag Team Champions. I guess they truly are going to give it for Jade and Bianca to be on all three shows, really letting the world experience what Jade Cargill has to offer. I just hope they don't oversaturate her. And then finally, we get your main event of Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in the WWE Championship match. It was an actually great match. These two did put on a classic, in my opinion. Cody Rhodes would say this was his dream opponent for so long. So very cool to see. Cody Rhodes would pick up the win with a crossroads. You would have everyone go for their finishers. Styles would go for a Styles Clash. Cody would go for a crossroads. Styles would try to reverse it again into a Styles Clash. Finally, Cody hits the crossroads. 1, 2, 3. Cody Rhodes picks up the win. Also in this match, Jessica Carr made history of becoming the first female referee to officiate a pay-per-view live main event for the WWE Championship. So shout out to Jessica Carr on making history there. It was a fun pay-per-view in Lyon, France. I hope they go back there soon. The crowd was as hot can be. It was enjoyable. If you're looking for a fun pay-per-view, go back and watch. It truly is awesome. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens work so well together as a tag team. I hope they don't split them soon. I even hope they will give them a tag team championship run, because this looks like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton are just having a fun time. And now, everybody, it is time for the drink of the week. In honor of May 4th, it is time for the Force. The ingredients are 1 ounce vodka, half an ounce of sour cherry schnapps, 1 ounce white rum, half an ounce of melon liqueur, and 7 ounces of Sprite. So you're going to fill one shot glass with vodka and the schnapps, the second shot glass with the rum and the melon liqueur. Pour the Sprite into a tall glass, and you're going to balance the shot glasses on each other. Drop one in, shoot the other one. There you have it, the balance of the Force. Please drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink if you are under 21 in the United States, and do not overconsume on alcohol. And now, everybody, it is time for the Battle Droid of the Week. The Battle Droid of the Week this week is Ric Flair. Unfortunately, Ric Flair has had another terrible outing as he went to, I believe, a pizza restaurant in North Carolina and was, how we should say, overconsumed on alcohol. He did not treat the situation well. Apparently, he was cut off and basically refused to leave. They said you don't have to leave. We're just letting you know you can't order any more alcohol. He's called the guy a dickhead. It is not a fun video to watch. I do not recommend it. And it's clear Ric Flair is still struggling with the demons of alcoholism that he has struggled with his whole life. So I hope he gets the help that he needs. And because of this altercation, Rick, you are the Balger of the Week. You get another title to add to your trophy case. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. I've been the big guy. This has been Wrestling Made Simple. We are on the road to King of the Ring. So I will be reviewing classic King of the Ring pay-per-views in the coming weeks. I hope to get through at least the street fight with Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle, and of course the legendary Hell in a Cell Mick Foley and Undertaker match. So look for those pay-per-views in the coming weeks. Thank you very much for listening. I've been the big guy. Have a great week in wrestling.